What's up? Welcome back to Nowstalgia. Dave here with a review of Love Lies Bleeding, the new body horror thriller film from Rose Glass, her second film following 2019's Saint Maud. This is a new A24 film that I saw early at Sundance, but will be premiering worldwide on March 8th, and of course is starring Kristen Stewart. And I thought Love Lies Bleeding was a goddamn banger. I thought this movie rocked. I had a great time watching this. It was not the festival buzz infected me. I genuinely really enjoyed the movie. I think it's very well done, very in your face, but in a really fun way. It has underrated comedy elements for sure. Kristen Stewart, unsurprisingly, is tremendous, like she usually is. I'm gonna spoil the movie, despite the fact that it's not out yet. Most people have not seen it. The vast majority of people have not seen it. Nonetheless, just right off the bat, again, I like the movie a lot. Come back once you do get to see the movie and let me know what you thought of it. But ultimately, I think it's a great use of Kristen Stewart's talent, who is, I think, a very intriguing, kind of cerebral performer, but also really kind of fitting into like what kind of performer she wants to be. It's not that far off from the kind of energy and mannerisms and presence she carries in a film like Spencer, which is completely different subject matter from this. I think Kristen Stewart, she's just kind of an awesome talent, and her co-star in this movie is Katie O'Brien, who, you might recognize from The Mandalorian, for example. Definitely a big role for her in this film. I think Katie O'Brien and the chemistry that she shares with Kristen Stewart as these two characters who kind of have a chance meeting and then very quickly form a relationship together. It's convincing because I think Katie O'Brien brings a different side to the relationship than Stewart's character does, but also has really awesome presence due to the physicality of her as a performer imbuing this character, who's portraying a bodybuilder. And of course, Ed Harris is also in the movie, unsurprisingly, he's great. Dave Franco, also pretty great as a dipshit dude character. So yeah, Love Lies Bleeding, it's great, but now I'm going to spoil it and tell you why. So yeah, I think what's really cool about Love Lies Bleeding is like right off the bat, it just like feels really lived in. This movie's set, towards the end of the Cold War, and I believe 1989, which just immediately makes the storytelling really fun because the classic, like, there's no cell phones. It goes such a long way with stuff. Also, the fashion, the aesthetics, the color grading on the movie fits that 80s vibe. Both Katie O'Brien and Kristen Stewart are rocking mullets. The hair is luscious. It is flowing. It looks good. And I think Stewart playing Lou, I think is just really convincing as this kind of gym manager character trying to find herself. And then when she meets Katie O'Brien's Jackie character, this bodybuilder, like the attraction is so palpable. And this is a movie, like, it doesn't shy away from the sex scenes. And I think they're actually done pretty convincingly. Like, there's a lot of passion in those. And in general, this relationship that these two characters form, I think really, really convincing. Like, again, the chemistry between the actors is palpable, but also I think the desperation that brings these characters together from their two different circumstances, that all comes across really well. And I was certainly into the movie. And I think what's fun with the movie is, there's some interesting touches. Like I mentioned body horror. It's not a body horror movie per se, but there are nods to it for sure. And there's definitely a huge visual, metaphysical, you could say, spin twist at the very end of the movie, which I won't spoil, but like that certainly threw me for a loop. Took me a while to really process that, but it's hinted at throughout the movie, and the relationship that these characters take, where Lou starts offering Jackie steroids to help her pursue her bodybuilding dream. Of course, Lou, as a gym manager, is already used to having roids around and selling them to the people in her gym. And, I think that contrast with Lou's past in this underbelly of this kind of border town that they find themselves in, where she hates her dad, who runs the local criminal underbelly. She used to be affiliated with him. She can't stand him, but she sticks around because her sister is married to Dave Franco's character, who is incredibly abusive to her. And this movie lends itself to some really stark ultra violence. There are some graphic scenes, some graphic kills and deaths in this, right? And that's really grisly, but I think done in a really cool way. The action, I think, is really compelling. Also, I mentioned humor. There's some really funny stuff in this. Like, I saw this, of course, in a packed festival crowd, but like, Kristen Stewart has a handful of line readings in this movie, just impeccable comedic timing. Um, and she's not even saying a lot of words some of the times. Like, it's just really funny. And I think that lightness, combined with the fact that there's a lot of dark subject matter in the plot of this movie, is a nice kind of happy medium. I enjoyed seeing Dave Franco playing this scumbag character. I thought he was really good. I haven't seen too much of Dave Franco lately, so that was nice. Also, there's this other character, Daisy, who's like, I'm not sure if she's a prostitute per se, but she's definitely like interested in Lou, and I think she also lends herself to a lot of fun humor in the movie when she keeps popping back up in the story. Um, yeah, like I just had a blast with the movie. I thought are some of the beats like are some of the plot like conclusions and resolutions easy to see, sure, but like I don't know, like it becoming kind of a revenge thriller once that picks up, and the tension when Lou and Jackie find themselves at odds, and Ed Harris's machinations. Like, I was really vibing to it. I thought it was really cool, and some of the visual touch that Glass imbues in the movie, usually via communicating the body horror suggestions, I think that also is pretty cool. And yeah, like I'm hoping this movie can do some solid business in March. It was already picked up by A24 before the festival. And yeah, like Kristen Stewart continues to make amazing choices. Like, she is such a cool movie star to me. I'm a big fan of hers, and I think this is a great use of her talents. But yeah, that's Love Lies Bleeding. If you've seen it already, let me know. Otherwise, hope you do let me know when you have seen it. And yeah, for more movie reviews, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.